first presentation, SLS is going paperless. Wow, so I'm glad I don't have to carry that big binder anymore, but let me make sure I have a few little things for my clients. Ooh, I mean, sometimes when you're doing stuff for the first time, you may have a few little mistakes, but I think I got everything. Got my iPad, got my memorial guides, got everything I need. All right, time to do this. Action.
Hello.
Hi, Mr. Larry.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm Jennifer Walker with Senior Life Services.
Nice
How are you? Nice to meet you as well.
Let me grab this door.
Okay. Wonderful. Ooh, it's hot outside.
Hot outside.
Yeah, I see that you just got finished eating your lunch, huh?
Just finished, yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Well, wonderful. Mr. Larry, do you mind if we take a seat here at the couch?
Sure.
Okay, perfect. All right. Mr. Larry, how long you lived over here?
Born and raised in Vero. Been here 65 years.
Born and raised in Vero. All right,
Yes,
awesome.
ma'am.
How long you lived in this home?
This home, 30 years.
30 years.
30
okay.
years.
I bet you know all your neighbors over here, Mr. Larry.
Well, we have a lot of new houses being built, but I know majority of them.
You know majority? Who's your favorite neighbor over here?
I think my favorite would be Roy.
Roy, okay.
He's a first cousin.
He's your first cousin as well? Okay, so he
Yes.
moved over here the same time that you had.
A little later than I did.
A little later? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and then what about any sisters or brothers here in the area?
In the area, I have two sisters and one brother.
2 sisters and 1 brother. Okay. All right, you have any children, Mr. Larry?
I have 5 kids.
5 kids.
5 kids.
Have they made you a grandpa yet?
10 grandchildren.
10 grandchildren. Wow. Wow. That's awesome. Is this the house that everybody come to and have the big family gatherings?
We have the most of them here, but they like to do their own cooking, and sometimes we go to their house too.
Okay, well that actually helps, so you don't have to do all the cooking and cleaning when they leave, huh, Mr. Larry?
That's the best part.
That's the best part. All right, Mr. Larry. Now, if you can do me a favor and Rachel Ray is my favorite cooking show, but if you don't mind, I'll be sitting here watching it all day with you. So if we can turn that TV off really quick before I get started.
They would be wanting to go eat.
I know, right? This is making me hungry. All right, well, Mr. Larry, now I want to show you something. This card here, now what were you thinking would help that you needed when you filled out this card?
Well, a lot of times you don't know all the prices of insurance and medication, so I thought, well, I'd fill it out and see if I could get some answers.
Okay, wonderful. Well, I'm glad I was able to come here today, and we're going to see how much I'm able to help you. The first thing that I always tell anybody before I get started, though, there's some people we're able to help a lot. There's some people we're able to help a little, and unfortunately, Mr. Larry, there are some people we're not able to help at all. But I promise you today, I'm going to do the best I can to get you everything that you're entitled to, okay?
That's a good idea.
All right, wonderful. All right, so first, just to tell you a little bit about who we are, the name of the company that I'm with is called Senior Life Services. We've actually been in business for over 40 years. Our national headquarters are down in Vero Beach, Florida, but we're represented in about 30 different states. Now, the thing that we're most proud of, Mr. Larry, is that we are a member of the Better Business Bureau. Are you familiar with the Better Business Bureau?
Yes, ma'am. I am.
Okay, wonderful. So you know that they're the watchdog over businesses, right?
Watchdog over everyone, yes,
sir.
ma'am.
Well, the good thing about our company is that fortunately we've maintained a really good rating with the Better Business Bureau. As you can see, this is our certificate here showing that we have an A+ rating. So A+, that's the top grade that you can get. Were you an A+ student in school?
I was going to be honor roll.
You
no,
be
no A+.
No, it's okay. So was I. But no, this is, as we know, the A+ is the top tier rating. And so that's something that we're very proud of. We don't take it for granted because you do know that one bad apple can spoil the bunch, right? You've heard of that before.
I do know that.
So this certificate is showing that this is good all the way until the beginning of next year. And the good thing about us is that we've received the certificate every single year. So in the event that you are able to partner up with us today, at least you know that you are partnering up with a company that is backed by the BBB. All right. Now, something else about our company is we're an independent agency and we focus on helping seniors. Seniors just mean people from 50 to age 85. Now, you don't quite strike me as a senior yet, Mr. Larry.
Some of the aches and pains feel like seniors.
You feel like seniors, okay? All right. Well, the good thing about us is, like I said, we focus on 50 to 85, but we do help people from 0 to age 85. All right. Now, we do believe in doing face-to-face, in-home personalized service. So that is the reason why I'm here. We do not believe in doing business over the phone or over the internet because, quite honestly, you really don't know who it is that you're dealing with, right, Mr. Larry?
Yes, ma'am.
So we believe in doing business the old-fashioned way. We like to come out, get to know you, you get to know us, therefore establishing a relationship. Now, something else about our company is we have live customer service. That's from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this is our customer support staff. So you can see there, Mr. Larry, we have a really large staff. They're standing in front of our corporate office down in Vero Beach, Florida. And the good thing about our company, though, is when you call us, you're not going to get a recording. You would actually speak to a live person. Now, I don't know about you, Mr. Larry, but I hate calling companies and you got to press 1 and press 2 and it takes forever to get someone over the phone. Does that drive you crazy?
Very crazy.
Yeah. So sometimes if you're on hold too long, what you end up doing?
I usually hang up.
Hang up. Do you ever get the answer that you're looking for, Mr. Larry?
If you stay on long enough, you might.
You might. Well, the good thing about us is when you call us, the phone is only going to ring usually about first or second ring. And someone will be able to pick up the phone and answer any questions that you have. So you don't have to worry about that when you're calling us, all right? And then something else about our company is that all representatives are state licensed. So in order for me to even be in your home today, I had to go through 3 background checks. The first background check, of course, is Senior Life Services. Also, the companies that we're affiliated with, they do a background check on us. But the most important background check is the Department of Insurance for the state of Florida. So let me share with you my license here. That's my name, Jennifer D. Walker. I am licensed for the state of Florida as well as in about 14 different other states. Now, this license number here, 923456, that's almost like you having my personal Social Security number, Mr. Larry. And so I share this with you because it lets you know that I am very well qualified to go over your benefits with you today. I'm able to assist you with your health benefits, your prescription benefits, as well as your life benefits, okay? And then also, just to reiterate, we've been serving our community since 1972. So we've been around for a little while, wouldn't you say?
A long time.
Long time. Actually, before I was even born. All right. So let me share with you some of the things that we assist with. We help out with things such as the Script Safe program, also vision and hearing savings, living will planning, final expense, patient assistance program, as well as income replacement. But what we have found to be the most beneficial of any of our services here, Mr. Larry, is something that's called a free policy review. That way, we help review whatever policies you have. Number one, making sure you're not paying too much. Oftentimes, to come to someone's home, they've had insurance for years, and there is a such thing as overfunding your policy. But worse than that, Mr. Larry, there are people that have policies that are set to expire before they do. But we'll get into that a little bit later. The first thing I want to talk about is your health insurance. I want to see what health insurance you have in place to help you with your medication. So who do you have your health insurance with right now, Mr. Larry?
I use Cigna.
You use Cigna,
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
All right, awesome. Now, you take any medications, Mr. Larry?
I do take some.
You do. Okay, so do me a favor. Grab your medications really quickly and let me see what you're taking and see if the best way I can help you. All right?
Give me a second.
All right. And while you're up, Mr. Larry, is your doctor's number in your cell phone?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Okay, perfect. Grab your cell phone. All right. Perfect,
I'll
perfect.
just hand these to you.
Yeah. Okay. All right, let's see. All right, so looks here, Mr. Larry, you are taking medication for lisinopril. So that's blood pressure?
Blood pressure.
Blood pressure, all right. So is it you only take one medication for blood pressure?
One a day.
One a day, okay, awesome. And then I also see that you take medication for diabetes. Are you on insulin as well or just the pills?
Just the pill right now.
Just the pills.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. All right. All right, and how much are you paying for your medications right now, Mr. Larry? Approximately.
$10 prescription.
Okay, so it's not bad. Not bad. All right. So now, has your doctor ever prescribed you a medication that was not covered? Has that ever happened to you before?
No, ma'am. It actually hasn't.
Okay, well, good. Well, I got this card in your hand right before you need it because here's the thing. If your doctor ever prescribes you a medication that is not covered, then now you have something that will help cover your medications. Now, the thing about it, Mr. Larry, is that there are about 6,000 medications that are not covered by any insurance plan. So even though Cigna covers your medication right now, if something were to change in your tiers with your medications, then your doctors may not cover it anymore. So this is to be used as a backup plan, okay? Now, it actually works at over 62,000 participating pharmacies, and I see that you go to Walmart to get your medications now. So you're good there. Hold on a second, Mr. Larry. Sorry, Mr. Larry, had to run out to my car. All right. All right, so I do have the script saved, and let me tell you how the card works. All right, so right now, like I said, you're doing really great as far as your medications is concerned. You're getting a great deal, but this is to be used as a backup plan. All right, so you're good when it comes to your medications right now. Now, as far as advanced diagnostic imaging, I'm assuming with Cigna, do they cover, like if you need a CAT scan or MRI and things of that nature, do they cover that?
Yes, ma'am, they do.
They do. Okay, wonderful. All right, so in the event that your doctor, see, sometimes they only cover a certain amount per year. And so again, we want this to be a backup plan to you. It will help you save from 10 to 80% off of any MRIs or diagnostic imaging if that's something that you need. Now, as far as insurance for your teeth, do you have a dental plan in place right now, Mr. Larry?
No dental plan.
No? Okay.
No dental plan.
All right. Well, this will actually step in and help you then, because the way that this card works is that it actually helps you save from 20 to 50% off the usual charges of dental. So it's things such as extractions, root canals, cleanings, anything like that. You'll be able to use this card. Now, the great thing about the card is you'll call the 1-800 number that's on here. See there? And you just let them know your zip code. And they'll be able to tell you what dentist office that's closest to you that accepts the card, all right? And so you can do that. Now, I know you mentioned that you are a diabetic, so what about your diabetic supplies? Do you get those at a discount, or do you have to pay full price for them?
Discount also.
You do get those at a discount.
Yes,
okay,
ma'am.
good. All right. So this also is a discount as well. So it does help you save 15 to 50% off of diabetic supplies. So if this is greater, if this provides a greater discount than your insurance, of course you use that. You would use this. If not, then you would use your insurance. Whichever one is going to give you the best deal. Okay, so that's how you use it. Now, as far as fitness, safety, and medical supplies, I see that you are on blood pressure medication. Do you have a blood pressure machine?
Actually, I do, yes, ma'am.
You do.
But I did purchase it.
You did?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, if that blood pressure machine ever breaks down or you need to get another one, maybe the new ones that they have, the cuff that they put on, if you want to get that, you're able to receive that at a 10% discount, and they'll send it directly to your home. All right? And then also with the gym membership, Mr. Larry, looks like you work out a little bit. Does your doctor tell you to get off your medications? You may need to work out?
Well, it tells me to quit using my elbow as much.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, if you slow that down, maybe you'll be able to come off of the high blood pressure medications. But there is a membership, you know, if you needed to go to the gym and work out and maybe, you know, use some of the advice that your doctor told you to do. You are able to use this, and it's a 5 to 20% discount off of a gym membership. So that's something that you may want to take advantage of as well. Now, how is your hearing, Mr. Larry?
Actually, my hearing's well.
It is?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, that TV was a little loud when I walked in here, Mr. Larry. You may need to get it checked out. No, I'm just messing with you. But the good thing about the hearing, there is a 10-step hearing evaluation that you can take advantage of to diagnose any extent of any hearing loss. So even though your hearing is good now, we do know as we get older, it does start to deteriorate. So you want to make sure you stay on top of that. And where you can get this done, the exam is at Beltone. You know the Beltone right there on Main Street?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you'll be able to go down and just call and make an appointment and just have them check it out. And if down the road, way down the road, that you may need a hearing aid, then you're able to take advantage of the discount. It's 15% discount at Beltone and up to 60% discount at Epic Hearing. Okay, so that's something that unfortunately Medicare does not help out with. Mm-hmm. So that's something you can take advantage of. And then as far as lab testing, I'm assuming your insurance does help you with your blood work?
Yes, ma'am, it does.
Okay, so that's good that you do have that. This is, again, to be used as a backup if they do not cover certain lab exams, lab testing, okay? And then also for vision, I see you wearing glasses, Mr. Larry. Does Cigna cover your the cost of your glasses?
No, ma'am.
They do not.
No, ma'am.
All right, well, guess what? You don't have to pay full price anymore, Mr. Larry, okay? We do have a card that will allow you to receive from 5 to 50% discount off of your glasses. So places such as, I believe this card works at the Lens Crafters down there on Jimmy Boulevard, right there off of Jimmy and Pine.
Okay.
You can go there and get your exam as well as get a discount on glasses. All right, so you'll be able to save there. Now, typically at this point, Mr. Larry, people always say, sounds good, Jennifer, but how much does all this cost? Were you thinking that, Mr. Larry?
Not yet, but I was getting there.
You're getting there. Okay, all right. Well, I got to tell you, Mr. Larry, this card is affordable to about 100% of my clients. You want to know why?
That's a good idea.
You ready? You want to know why? All right. Because the card is absolutely at no cost. It's complimentary. All right. So there's no charges, no ongoing fees, any of those things at all. Now, sometimes people say, all right, well, sounds good. It's no cost, but there must be some type of catch somewhere. Were you thinking that as well?
Usually when you hear something real good, there's always a catch.
Always a catch. Well, you're right. There is a small catch, Mr. Larry. You want to know what the catch is?
I really want to know.
You do? Okay. Well, the catch is that you got to have a heart. And what I mean by that is there's so many people that don't even know this program exists. And the fact that you are wise enough to fill out this card, Mr. Larry, and allow me to come talk to you today, you're able to reap the benefits absolutely free. But the catch is, it's just to help me help other people. The way the program works is that you're able to sponsor up to 5 people that you know that may be able to benefit from the card. Sponsor does not mean money. It's just the name and telephone number of somebody that you know that may be able to use the card the same way that I'm helping you today. Now, Mr. Larry, some people like to start with their friends first. Some people like to start with their family. Who would be the first person that you would want to start with? And just let me know if it's a friend or family member.
Family member.
Family member, okay, perfect. And who would be the first person?
Jimmy.
Jimmy. All right. And is Jimmy number 772 like yours, or is it something else?
It's 772.
It's 772. Okay, perfect. 772. And what's the rest?
532.
532.
3877.
877. Okay. All right. You have 4 more people you can help. Now, what about your neighbor? Your favorite neighbor? And then your cousin Roy too, right?
Well, I'll give you Roy.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and take Roy.
His last name is Bell.
Bell, okay.
Same 772.
Okay.
473. 6262.
6262, perfect. All right. And who will be the next person?
I actually have a sister that might be interested. Her name is Ruth Ann.
Ruth Ann, okay.
Last name Funk.
Funk, okay. And she's 772.
Also, 532.
532.
2856.
2856, okay. And then 2 more.
I surprised a cousin out in Texas. His name is Wayne.
He's in Texas now?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
is that no one in Texas locally?
No, yeah, locally.
Okay,
Anybody here locally? I guess we can. I know you said you had a few brothers and sisters.
I have another sister.
Okay, perfect.
Her name is Patsy.
Patsy, okay. Patsy, all right.
Same zip, 772. 532. 4955.
Okay, perfect. And you're doing really good.
It's hard for always to remember all these numbers.
Well, see, this is good. Most of my senior friends, they know numbers off the top of their heads, so that's good.
We might get them mixed up, but that'll be okay, maybe. No.
Oh no, Mr. Larry. All right, we'll make sure that it's the correct number in a minute.
I actually have another neighbor that's named Roy also.
Okay,
his name is Roy Bass, B-A-S-S.
Yes, okay, perfect.
Same zip code. Actually, not zipped, but
area code. I got you.
His number is also 473. 3862.
862. Perfect. All right. Well, Mr. Larry, if you happen to speak with them before I do, just let them know that I'll be giving them a call and going over the same benefits that I went over with you today. All right. Now, the next thing that we're going to go over is the living will. Do you have a living will in place, Mr. Larry?
Actually, no.
You do not. Okay.
You know, sometimes we consider ourselves young still, and we should not do that.
I know. But it's just one of those things that, you just have to take care of. So if you had to make a decision, that you don't leave this decision in place to your 5 children to have to make that decision. So the living will actually is a document that speaks for you if you're unable to speak for yourself. So if you're ever in a comatose state, on life support, things of that nature, you want them to know what your wishes are. So what happens a lot of times when a person is in that condition, you have half of the family, being that you have 5 children, you have half of them saying, dad said to leave him on, try to keep him on. And then you have the other half of the family saying, we'll take him off. Well, the people that say take him off, the other side of the family think that they are murderers. And then the other side of the family says, well, keep dad plugged up. They'll be considered torturers. So when you have a large family like you do, it's just important that you make that decision so they don't have to. Now, in order for this to become a legal document, though, you do have to get it notarized. Now, some people take it to their banks or credit unions. Well, it actually depends on who they bank with. Who do you bank with, Mr. Larry?
Credit union.
Okay.
I use a credit union.
You do use a credit union. Okay,
yes,
perfect. All right. What's the name of it? The credit union? Is it ABC Credit Union?
ABC is good. ABC.
Okay, yes, I'm familiar with that one.
That one there at the corner.
Okay, perfect. Yes, they do have a notary on staff where they will notarize your document for you. And what I would recommend that you do is you fill it out and have them make copies of that. Then when they bring you the copies of it, that's when you have them notarize each of those copies as originals, okay? And then you'll give one to your primary care physician. And then who would be your power of attorney, Mr. Larry, if somebody had to make a decision for you? Who would it be?
Would probably be my oldest daughter.
Your oldest daughter. Okay. What's her name?
Melissa.
Melissa. Okay. Perfect. So then you'll give a copy to Melissa, and then you keep a copy in the place where you keep all your other important documents as well. All right. So I'm gonna make your little goodie pile over here, and this is what I'll be leaving that for you as well. Now, something else that we help out with, Mr. Larry, is something that is called a memorial pre-planning guide. Now, today's decision actually creates tomorrow's peace of mind. And my clients tend to find this very, very, very helpful tool, because what it does, it actually provides peace of mind for your family and friends, and it begins with you. By creating this memorial guide, this will create a clear record of your wishes. Your loved ones will appreciate this thoughtful gesture during their time of emotional stress. So when the time comes, it will be easier for them knowing that many of the decisions have already been made. So you want to keep this guide in a safe place where your loved ones can easily locate it. It is recommended to keep this memorial guide with your will, your living will, and your final expense life insurance policy. The objective decisions that you make now will ease the burden for your friends and loved ones to help ensure that your final wishes are honored. So you'll fill this out. You also can take this to ABC Credit Union once you fill it out and have this notarized as well, so your family know that you were in your right and sound mind when you made these decisions. So you'll put your personal information here. Now, Mr. Larry, did you serve in the military?
Yes, ma'am.
Really? What branch?
Army.
Army. Well, thank you so much for your service.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Do you have a copy of your DD-214?
I do.
Okay, perfect. All right, so you want to have that in a place where you'll keep all your other important documents as well, so your family will know how to use that. Do you want to be buried or cremated?
Traditional burial.
Traditional burial.
Yes,
okay, so yeah, they would need a copy of that. But then also you want to put your family information here. So this is information that your family would need to create an obituary. So your mother and father's name, place of birth, all of your children, you want to put their name and birthday here. As well as if you wanted to have your service at a church or at a funeral home. Have you decided, would you want to be at a church or funeral home?
It would be at a church.
It would be at a church, okay. And then you mentioned that you do want to have traditional burial, so you can go ahead and put a check mark there. And then any key family members that you would need to contact. I know you said was it family in Texas that you have, or other places?
I have cousins scattered here and there.
Here and there, all right. So any key family members that you would want to be contacted to let them know if something were to happen to you, you want to put their information there. So that those are people that are not local. And then also legal and financial matters. So you'll put the executor of your estate. I'm assuming that would be your oldest daughter, Melissa. All right. So you can put her information there. And here's where we allow you to put up to 3 insurance policies. Some of my clients actually have more than that. Some of them only have 1. Now, as far as your insurance, Mr. Larry, who do you have? Do you have Allstate, State Farms, or something else?
I can't really. Sometimes, you know, as you get older, you forget.
Right. Okay. So, but you do have a life insurance policy.
Yes, ma'am. I have a life insurance policy.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll help you figure that out in a minute. Is it just one coverage?
I just have one.
Just have one. Okay.
Just one.
All right. So we'll help you with that in a minute. But we'll put your information down here, and then also any credit cards or your checking account. I know you have an account at ABC Credit Union. Is that the only bank that you have?
That's the one we do primary, yes.
Primarily, okay.
And why I think about it is spoon bill.
Oh, it's spoon bill. Oh, okay. It came to you.
Came to me.
That's okay. You was having a senior moment.
I have a lot of those.
No problem. All right. So now, as far as ABC Credit Union, do you have any person's name, other than yourself, on your account? So if something were to happen, they'll have access to it. Do you have any?
I do.
You do. Okay.
I have a son on there.
You do. Okay, good. So that's perfect. So is it just a checking, or you have savings as well?
We have both.
You have both. Perfect. All right. So you want to make sure that you put that information down here as well. And then also, when you're looking for a location of important documents. So as I mentioned to you, you want to, now this house here that we're sitting in, do you own this? Are you looking to purchase it, or are you renting?
We're buying.
You're buying. Perfect.
Yes,
all right. So then your mortgage papers, our property deeds, all that information you want to let your family know where it is. And then also birth certificate. You'll want to put that information, your military record. So as I was talking to you about your DD-214, let your family know where to find that. So you put all that information here. There's a section for other comments, favorite things, special memories, and then the back page, Mr. Larry, is where you can actually leave a personal message to any of your loved ones. I actually had a client who mom knew that she was passing, and she had 7 children, and she left a note for each of her children. So when she passed, they all had a special note from their mom. And do you know, Mr. Larry, my client still has that note. It's been 41 years since her mom passed. So it is something that you can leave for your 5 children. They'll have something that is special in your own handwriting, because that's your own DNA.
Just listen to this makes you think of things you really don't think of as normal. This is really good.
That's good. I'm glad that you appreciate this. Now this page over here, Mr. Larry, you see it's blank, right? Now this is the page that you can leave a message to all of those people that just got on your last nerves. You know those folks? How many of those you have?
Well, I actually don't have too many of them.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's good. Then you don't have that. You can use this space right here.
That would be enough for me to write.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. Now, I actually have, Mr. Larry, some clients that need to use the extra space on the back. But no, that's good. Just having a little bit of fun with you. But I think that this document is going to be very useful to you and your family. So I will sit it over here as well. And like I said, this is everything that we'll be able to utilize. Okay. All right. So, Mr. Larry, what I'm going to do at this point, I know you mentioned that you have spoon bill insurance. And this is the point where we do the policy review. Like I mentioned to you earlier, oftentimes clients, they have insurance, they're not quite sure what it is that they have. And typically when we come to someone's home and they say, yeah, I have insurance, don't look at my policy, it's okay. We used to listen to that, but now because so many people, I would have to say about 80% of the people that we come out and talk to, they have insurance, but probably about 85 to 90% do not have the right type, and they don't know what they have. So I'm going to take a few minutes and give Spoon Bill a call so I'll have it on speakerphone. And just so you know, there are some insurance companies that are very cooperative. They give us the information that we need, and you'll be able to hear all the questions since I am licensed to ask. And we'll find out what type of insurance you have. Make sure that you're good. If you are, I'll just put a check mark and say Mr. Larry is good. If not, we'll show you some ways to try to help you. So give me one quick second. Let me get him on the line. Let's see. Spoon Bill. How long have you had that insurance? Can you recall?
Not too many years. No. I would say only 6.
Oh, only 6 years.
Yes,
okay.
Only 6 years.
Not a problem.
But
All
you're
right.
right. When you take out policies, sometimes you don't get all the correct answers either.
Yep.
When you're buying them, purchasing.
That is true. So we want to make sure that you are in good shape. So give me 1 second here. All right.
Spokeville Insurance Company. This is Shirley speaking. How may I help you?
Hi, Shirley. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. My name is Miss Walker, and I'm a benefits coordinator here in Vero County. And I'm assisting one of your clients with getting all of their final affairs in order. And we had a couple questions regarding his insurance. Now, Shirley, would you be the person that would be able to assist us, or is there another department?
No, I can help you with that.
You can? Okay, perfect. All right, well, I'm sitting here with my client. I'll give you his name, and then he'll give you permission to speak with me, and I'll go ahead and ask the question. So his name is Larry Colvin.
Okay, and Mr. Colvin is with you?
Yes, hold on 1 second. I'll let you speak with him.
Okay.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. Good afternoon, Mr. Colvin. Okay, now, can I verify your address, please?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is your address?
I use a P.O. Box, P.O. Box 802, Vero Beach, Florida.
And your physical address?
6545 58th Avenue, Vero Beach, Florida.
And then your date of birth?
11/25/51.
11/25/51?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Okay. And Mr. Colvin, do you mind verifying the last 4 digits of your social security number?
Yes, ma'am, I can do that. 7716.
Okay. And do you give us permission to speak with the young lady?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Okay, then.
Didn't mean to run you off.
All right. All right, perfect. You ready?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right. You said your name is Shirley?
Shirley, yes.
Okay,
And your
sure.
name is?
Oh, my name is Miss Walker. All right.
Okay.
So, Shirley, just wanted to confirm Mr. Larry his policy number, please.
Okay, his policy number is 202-165-713.
713. Okay, perfect. And you showed his mailing address was correct?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And his telephone number, you have it as 772-345-4567?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Now, what type of policy is this that Mr. Larry has?
This is a life insurance policy that will cover him to the age of 95.
Okay, perfect. Now, is it whole life, term, universal? What type of policy is it?
Okay, this is a term life policy.
It is term life, okay. And if death were to occur today from natural causes, how much would the policy pay out?
$100,000.
Okay, it's $100,000. Okay. And the policy does show that it is currently in force?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And what is the effective date of the policy?
The effective date of the policy is, one moment, please. Uh, 1997. So this is from October 1, 1997.
She had a little longer than you thought.
Longer than I thought. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right, awesome. Okay, and you said the policy is paid current, and when is the policy scheduled to expire?
He'll have the policy till he turns 95.
95. Now, I know you mentioned that this is a term life policy, so when does the initial term end?
Okay, the initial term would end October 1, 2017.
Okay, you mean like within the next couple of weeks?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
However, he'll still have his policy because it'll cover him up to the age of 95. It's just
Okay.
the initial term will end.
Gotcha. So the premium will increase this year in October.
Yes, his premium will increase.
Okay. And what is he currently paying right as of now?
His current premium is $50 a month.
$50.
$50.08.
$50.08. Okay. Can the face value be reduced?
Yes, he can reduce his face value.
Okay. And what will be the minimum?
The minimum he can reduce his face value on this particular policy is, one moment please. Okay, ma'am, the lowest he can reduce it is $25,000.
$25,000. Okay. Gotcha. Now, with this policy, does he have any cash value to the policy?
Ma'am, this is a term policy, and a term policy doesn't build any cash value, so no, it doesn't have any cash value.
No cash value. And being that it's a term, there's no reduced, paid up, or extended term options, correct?
No, ma'am, not on a term policy.
Not on the term. Okay. Are there any riders on this policy?
No, ma'am, he has no riders on his policy.
No riders. Okay. And what is the surrender value?
So, this is a term policy.
Oh,
there is no surrender.
No surrender.
value.
Okay, gotcha. Alrighty. And then since there's no cash value, obviously there's no loans on the policy.
No,
right?
not with a term policy.
No loan. Okay. Alrighty. And let's see here. Now, what will his premium be? What will it go to in October of this year? What will his increase be?
Okay. Okay, his premium, and he would have received a notification, but his premium would be $250.29.
$250. Okay, that'll be in October of this year. And then what will the premium go to next year? Since I'm assuming, is it going up every year, Miss Shirley, or?
This will be an annual renewable term.
Okay. And it's going to $250 in October, and then next year will it increase to?
$325.
Okay, and then do you have like maybe a few more years just so we can just prepare financially for this? So next year would be $325, and then the year after that will be what?
$400.
$400. Okay, and then one more year after that, what would it go to?
The year after that, it would be $575.
$575. Okay. All right. And as far as the beneficiaries on the policy, who do you have listed as the beneficiaries?
Okay, one moment, please. Okay, his primary beneficiary is his wife, Sheila Colvin.
Okay.
And then his contingent beneficiary are his two children, Melinda Colvin and Sherry Colvin.
Okay. Gotcha. Now, we'll need to update that beneficiary because you're divorced now, right?
Correct.
Yes. We would actually need, can you send him a change of beneficiary form for this policy currently?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we need to change that. Okay. All right. Do you have any other questions, Mr. Larry?
No questions.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, Ms. Shirley. I appreciate your assistance. And again, thank you so much for your help.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day, and thank you for calling Spoonbill Insurance Company.
Okay, you're welcome. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Whew. All right. So, found out a little bit of information on your policy here, Mr. Larry. But at this point, what I'm going to do is give my senior benefits coordinator a call. I do have some ideas on the best way to help you. Were you aware that your premium was going to increase like that over
Not
the
to that
years?
amount.
No? Okay.
Not to that amount.
All right, so let's just see. Give give my senior benefits coordinator a call and just see what advice she have that would better assist you. Okay.
Henry Stewart, may I help you?
Hi, Mr. Stewart.
Yes.
Hey, how are you?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good. This is Jennifer, and I am sitting here with one of my clients, Mr. Larry Coven, and I wanted to share with you some of the things that I was able to go over with him today. Now, just to let you know, first off, I went over the Script Safe program with Mr. Larry. Mr. Larry, he's only taken 1 blood pressure medication and diabetes medication. So he's really good. He's not taking any insulin. So at the moment, his insurance Cigna is covering everything that he needs. But the way that the Script Safe card is going to help him is it will help him with dental as well as the vision benefits. So he is very grateful for that. And then we also went over the living will. Now with the living will, his daughter, I believe he said Melissa would be the one that would speak for him if something were to happen. And he knows to take it to his credit union, ABC Credit Union, in order to get it notarized. And I shared with him the amount of copies he needs to make as well. And then we went over the pre-planning memorial guide. Mr. Larry, he is a veteran. He was in the Army, so he does want to have a traditional burial. And in order to fund that burial, we did a policy review, and we found out that Mr. Larry has a policy with spoonbill insurance. Now, here's some of the information. That I found out regarding his policy. Is Mr. Larry currently has a $100,000 term policy that he's had for 20 years. He's paying $50.08 for it right now. There are no riders on this policy. The policy can be reduced down to $25,000 if he needed to. But there was something that I found that was a little bit concerning, and so that's the reason why I'm calling you, is that he was unaware that in October of this year that his policy will go from $50 to $250.29. Now also, Mr. Stewart, his policy, it goes up every year. So it's going to go up to $325 and then $400. And then at $575, which will be the following year, we pretty much stopped it there. So I had some thoughts on ways to try to help Mr. Larry, but I at least wanted to get your recommendations first.
That's interesting. Let me take it from the top. First of all, the Script Safe card, just as a reminder, I don't know if your client has any pets, but if he does have a pet, or if he ever were to get a pet, or if he even had if he was pet sitting or something of that nature, just don't forget that the same benefits that apply to him can also be applied to pet medications. Sometimes that saves clients if they do happen to have a pet.
Gotcha.
And another brief thing too is on the living will. I just have been reminding clients all this week that if they have a family member that's very vocal and potentially emotional as well, go ahead and get I know you normally advise the notarized copy for the doctor and local hospital and for primary caregiver, things of nature, which is totally in order. But I've just been doing one extra copy for do you ask your client if they have someone who might be, maybe a daughter or someone. In other words, God forbid, if they ever had to enact that living will and someone had to speak for them, somebody that might show up at the hospital and be a little emotional and a little pushy.
Do you have somebody that will be a little emotional and pushy when you go to that? You do?
Yes, ma'am.
Which one? Who
son.
It would be your son. Okay.
Not a daughter, son.
It will be his son, Mr. Stewart. He does have a son that will be a little bit vocal and emotional, so yes.
Okay, go ahead and do an extra notarized copy and then have him go over his final request with the son while he's still alive. So
Okay.
that way, God forbid, if it ever happens, the son will be able to kind of think back to not only having a notarized copy, but having that physical conversation with Dad. The other thing I heard too, with him being a veteran, that's going to help a little bit with funding the funeral, because of course, National Cemetery, as long as it's not, every time I say this, and when you share this with your client, he's probably going to raise his eyebrow, but let me explain it to you so that you can explain it to him. So, cemetery, National Cemetery, it's huge, but it's land. And so, God forbid, if somebody dies today, there might be 1,000 available plots. And they do, in some cases, allow a person to be buried to a plot and things of that nature. So there's plenty of space. But even though there's plenty of space, it's not unlimited space.
Right.
So here, if you got a client, they're in pretty good health, maybe they're 60, 65, whatever, and they die when they're 95, 30 years from now. I know it sounds crazy, but that cemetery could be full. And so at that point, the military typically will always make that national cemetery option available, but you may have to go 1, 2, 3 cities over.
Oh,
and if that
okay.
happens, then now you're putting another expense on transportation. None of it is nothing that you can't afford. It's just now all of a sudden, the funeral car is driving 45 minutes instead of 10 minutes, and the family. Just in other words, I don't want to discourage him from using that. It's just something to remind him of.
Okay. I'll remind him.
That term policy makes me nervous. Now, I'm going to share something with you. You can position this to your client however you want to, because I know you're always very, very forthright, which you should be. But I need to tell you something kind of bluntly. Don't say it this bluntly to your client.
Okay.
I need to give you just the raw facts. So, if that policy is jumping up from $250 up to $575 over a 5-year period, if you had continued to ask, if you had said, well, let me just ask you a question. What is the most expensive that this policy will ever get? If you had asked that question at that rate of increase, I guarantee you that policy would have at some point went to the $10,000 range, $10,000 per month.
Okay.
So what happens is when you call the insurance company, sometimes they'll say, they might say, oh, you're covered to age 95 or 100 or whatever. And
yeah, they did say 95, Mr. Stewart.
Well, okay, 95. So in theory, you're covered, as long as you continue to pay that payment.
Right.
But what you're really covered to, you're not covered by what that paper said. You're covered until they put a number in front of you that you can't pay.
Right.
So at some point, the conversation you have to have with your client, say, listen, I'm not trying to be nosy, not trying to count your pocket. I know you love your family. I know you can to protect your family, but you've got X amount of dollars coming in. You're paying the mortgage, you're paying the car note, and then you've got this number over here that you can put to the side to tell your family that you love them to get some insurance. But that number, it probably isn't unlimited. So the conversation that you have to have with your client is, what's your client's name, by the way?
His name is Larry Colvin.
So you have to say, Mr. Larry, here's the deal. I know you love your family, you want to cover them. I know you got insurance. I probably asked him 2 things. I said, okay, we got this policy. What did you have? What was its purpose? What were we going to do with it? And then follow up and say, if this policy wasn't there when you died, is it going to create a bad situation for your family? He's probably going to say, yeah. Then come back and say, all right, realistically, we just got to follow the insurance company. At what point, even though you love your family, at what point would this number get so high that you just couldn't keep it? It's like, I love my family to death, but, if this thing was $1,000 a month or whatever, at what point do I have to say I got to turn it loose?
Right.
Once you identify that, you should be able to come up with some kind of solution to help them, because the last thing you want to be is a client on a fixed income with an insurance policy that's not fixed. Because my money's never changed, but my insurance is going up. That's a recipe to wake up one day with no insurance.
And, so again, Mr. Stewart, Mr. Larry is on a fixed income as well. So.
Well, see, you gotta have that. You gotta have that conversation with them. So what you can do, you can put me on speakerphone. I can talk to him, or if you feel like you got a good understanding of the situation, you can talk to him. It's up to you, but that's kind of that's where he is. Okay. So you gotta make sure he knows that.
Okay. Well, I did kind of take some notes on what you just said, and so I'll be able to provide the information to Mr. Larry that you just went over with me. So we're kind of on the same page. I was kind of thinking the same thing, but I just wanted to get your expert opinion.
Oh no, if you were thinking that, you were exactly right. If you keep thinking what I'm thinking, I'll be out of a job. So I don't know if you should keep doing that.
Okay.
But you were right on target though.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Stewart.
Okay, yeah, have a good one.
All right, you too. Bye.
Bye.
Woo. Well, how do you feel about the information that we just found out, Mr. Larry?
Being on a fixed income, those prices can get pretty expensive.
Yes.
Too expensive.
Too expensive, yeah. Well, the good thing about the programs that we have, Mr. Larry, is that we do specialize in low-cost life insurance. The good thing about our programs is that there is no physical exam or any blood test required. They're just medical questions to see whether or not you can qualify. And now, based on the amount of coverage that you had before, what were you thinking as far as how did you want to leave that money to your family? How did you expect them to utilize that upon your demise?
Well, we always think of burial.
Right.
So I'd like to use that, make sure I'm covered for that. And
Okay.
also, you always want to leave something for your family.
Oh.
You know, as a gesture of to just help them out in life.
Yeah, leave a little legacy for them
Yes.
as well. Okay, all right. So now that I understand your goal, what I'm going to do is ask you a few medical questions to see whether or not you can qualify for the coverage, and then we'll find something that works out a little
Okay.
bit better for you. All right.
Okay.
All right. So, Mr. Larry, hold on one second here. All right. So, here are some of the questions that I need to find out and see if it is something that you qualify for. Now, the first question, I can see that you are not currently confined to a bed or wheelchair, or in a nursing facility, or need a wheelchair for any type of chronic critical illness, currently using oxygen equipment to assist in breathing, receiving hospice care, had amputation caused by disease, currently have any form of cancer, or need assistance with daily living activities such as bathing, eating, dressing, or toileting. You don't need any assistance with that, right?
None.
Get around just fine. All right. Now, have you been medically diagnosed or medically advised to have an organ transplant, kidney dialysis, or been medically diagnosed of having congestive heart failure, Alzheimer's, dementia, mental incapacity, Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS, liver failure, respiratory failure, or been diagnosed by a medical professional of having a terminal medical condition or end-stage disease that expected to result in death within the next 12 months?
No, ma'am.
No? Good. All right. Have you been medically treated or diagnosed with HIV or AIDS?
No, ma'am.
No. Have you been medically diagnosed or treated for complications of diabetes, including insulin shock, diabetic coma, retinopathy, which is the eye, nephropathy is the kidney, neuropathy or nerve or circulatory damage, or use insulin prior to the age of 50? You're not on any insulin.
No,
are you?
ma'am.
Okay,
None
good
of
deal.
those.
All right. Now, have you been ever been medically diagnosed or treated or taken medication for renal insufficiency, kidney failure, chronic kidney disease, or had more than one occurrence of cancer in your lifetime, excluding basal cell skin cancer?
No, ma'am.
Within the past 2 years, have you had any diagnostic testing or surgery or hospitalization advised by a medical professional which has not been completed or which the results have not been received? Are you waiting on any test results for any
None.
doctors? Oh, good deal. All right. Within the past 2 years, have you been medically diagnosed or treated for angina, which is chest pain, stroke, TIA, cardiomyopathy, systemic lupus, cirrhosis, hepatitis C, chronic hepatitis, chronic pancreatitis, COPD, emphysema, chronic bronchitis, or required oxygen equipment to assist in breathing?
No, ma'am.
No. Had heart attack or aneurysm, or had been medically advised to have any type of heart, brain, or circulatory surgery, included but not limited to a pacemaker insertion or defibrillator, or any procedure to improve circulation?
No, ma'am.
Been medically diagnosed or treated or taken any medication for any form of cancer, excluding basal cell skin cancer?
No, ma'am.
Now, what about Mr. Larry? Used illegal drugs, alcohol, or drug abuse, or been recommended for alcohol or drug abuse counseling, or drug use, or been advised to discontinue use of alcohol or drugs?
No, ma'am.
Now, these questions are the same, but now they want to know within the last 3 years. But in the last 3 years, you have not had an angina, stroke, heart attack, aneurysm, heart, circulatory, or any procedure to improve circulation, correct?
None.
None of that. Good deal. Taken any medication of any form of cancer, emphysema, chronic bronchitis, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, ulcerative colitis, hepatitis C, or liver disease?
No, ma'am.
And the last question, what about any paralysis of 2 or more extremities, or cerebral palsy, multiple sclerosis, seizures, Parkinson's disease, or muscular dystrophy?
None of those.
None. Perfect, perfect. All right. Well, based on the way that you've answered the questions, Mr. Larry, it appears that you pre-qualify for what is called our Peace of Mind Final Expense Whole Life Insurance. Now, the good thing about this program is you qualify for the preferred plan. So that means 100% of the face value is paid immediately to your family. So there's no 2-year wait, okay? You're covered from day one. The good thing about this particular plan is that they have affordable premiums. So it's guaranteed to never increase regardless of any changes in your age or health. The death benefit is guaranteed never to decrease regardless of any changes in your age or health, and the benefits are paid to your beneficiary and they're not subject to any federal income tax. It's also non-cancelable, so it's guaranteed to never be canceled because of any changes in your age or health as long as your premiums are being paid. And it does accumulate cash value that can be accumulated and can be accessed for any emergency or any other financial needs. Now, Mr. Larry, I know you told me you had 10 grandchildren, and this particular plan allows you to, a lot of my grandparents, they love this because you can insure each of your grandchildren. Now, how many of them are between the ages of 2 weeks old and 18 years old?
All of them.
All of them, okay. Well, this plan, you can insure them for only $2.11 a piece. They can get $10,000 worth of coverage. And they'll be able to have that coverage all the way till they turn 25. Now, at age 25, they can convert that policy into their own whole life without showing any proof of insurability. Now something else, God forbid if something happens to you before they turn 25, the policies will be automatically paid up and they'll still have the coverage. So it's a way that you're able to continue to give even though you're no longer here. Now, I know you said you have 10. How many of those do you think could utilize this coverage? How many of the grandchildren?
Well, we'd probably talk to my kids to see if they already cover, have that type of insurance, but then we could go talk about it later maybe.
Okay, wonderful. Well, I just want to let you know that that option was available to you. Now, it also has nursing home waiver of premium. So that means that if you had to go into a qualified nursing home and after having this policy for 90 days after going to the nursing home and you're there for 90 days of continuous coverage, then you're able to utilize the waiver of premium. So that means you would not have to pay on your premium anymore, okay? But you'll still have your life insurance. So that's the waiver of premium. Also, accidental death. So any plan that I show you, the face value will double all the way to age 100. Most insurance companies with the accidental death, it usually falls off somewhere about 65, 70 years old, but this will cover you all the way to age 100. So a lot of my clients like that. As well as the terminal illness acceleration benefit rider. So if you were diagnosed with a terminal illness and was only given 12 months or less to live, then you're able to access up to 100% of the face value while you're still living. Now, a lot of people like to say, well, why would I need that benefit? Well, my dad, if I would have thought about this before he passed, this would have been something we could have utilized for him as well. Because when he was diagnosed with lung cancer and was given 5 to 8 months to live, my dad always wanted to go on a cruise. And if I would have thought about it, I could have used the money to take him on his final, let him live his final wishes. So it's something that you can utilize. And then also accelerated benefit rider, which is confined care. So if you ever had to go into a nursing home and you need money to help pay for it, you're able to access up to 5% of the face value every single month to help pay for nursing home care. So this particular plan has a lot of great living benefits as well as final benefits as well. So what I'm going to do is pull up a few different rates for you and see which plan is actually going to work best for your budget. Now, typically, Mr. Larry, there are 2 goals that we like to achieve today. The first goal is to make sure that we get you everything that you qualify for and, make sure that it's not going to be something that's going to leave a burden to your family. But we also want to make sure that we're not doing anything to take any food off the table too. So it needs to be something that works within your budget as well. So I'm going to write down a few different options for you and then we'll see whichever one works best for you. Give me 1 second here. Okay, perfect. All right, so Mr. Larry, you actually do pre-qualify for up to $50,000 worth of coverage. Like I said, you can take all of it, you take half of it, you take a quarter of it, it doesn't really matter to us, but you know your budget better than I do, so I want you to take a look at them and circle which one of these plans is actually going to work best for your budget.
And when you're on a fixed income, you have to really budget.
Yes,
this one here, $50,000 one would probably be the best for me. That would be able to cover the expenses that I talked to you about.
Yes.
So this one here would be the best one for me.
The $50,000.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Perfect. All right. Well, I kind of put the cart a little bit before the horse because what we have to do is call the insurance company to see whether or not you can qualify for the plan.
Okay.
And then if so, then we'll know, and I'll see what I can do to try to get you approved first. But first things first, I need to ask a little information from you. So first question is, who would you want this check to be made out to? Something were to happen. Who are we putting as your primary beneficiary?
Ruth Ann.
Ruth Ann. Okay, perfect. So, Ruth Ann. All right, and that is your sister, correct?
Little sister.
Little sister. Okay, perfect. So we have Ruth Ann, and God forbid something happens to Ruth Ann before you. Who are we putting down as the secondary?
I would say my daughter Melissa.
Melissa. Okay, perfect. So we have Melissa. All righty, and what is your height and weight?
5'11",
5'11",
200 pounds.
200. Okay. And what's the best telephone number to contact you?
532-9777.
Perfect. Okay, and your social?
1234 is the last 4 digits.
Okay. All right, and being that this is insurance, we would need to have your full Social Security number, Mr.
Okay.
Larry.
123 22 1234.
Okay, perfect. Got it. All right, and Mr. Larry, you said you were born here in Florida, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and your birthday, I think I remember is September.
No, ma'am.
Oh no,
You're
it's
making
11,
me younger. That's good.
It's what is it? Tell me again.
11/25/51.
Okay, perfect. All right, and then I have your address, Mr. Larry. What's your address?
6545 58th Avenue.
Okay, perfect. All right. Well, Mr. Larry, before we get Aptical on the phone, because we're not doing any physical exam or blood tests, they would need your permission to ask you the medical questions over the phone. So this is the Hipaa form, just giving them permission to look at your medications just to see whether or not you qualify. So just need to use your finger.
This technology is really advanced,
I know,
which makes things so much easier.
It's pretty cool though, right?
Well, the names never look normal.
Just do your best with your finger. All right, perfect. All right, so what we're going to do is just get Aptical on the line, and they'll ask you the questions.
Hi, this is Beth. How may I help you?
Hi, Beth. My name is Jennifer Walker. I'm calling to do an interview for Pioneer Security Life. It is the Peace of Mind plan for the preferred plan, non-tobacco, for the state of Florida. You do pre-qualify for the coverage. Congratulations. Yes, you're at least pre-qualified. Now, what happens is, Mr. Larry, is we will submit the application and they will make a determination. That's the second tier underwriting, but it looks like that you do pre-qualify for the coverage. Perfect. All right, so what I need to do, Mr. Larry, is, and you said you chose the 50,000, okay?
50.
Okay, perfect. So if you can do me a favor and make the check out to Pioneer Security Life for the 281.
Okay, I just haven't had the information right here.
Oh, okay. You don't have any checks?
This is a check.
Oh, it is a check?
This is a check.
Oh, it's a checking account.
Checking account and everything I need.
Oh, okay, perfect. Okay. All right. So I'll go ahead and put this in.
I was at the bank earlier, or the credit union, just happened to pick that up.
Perfect. All right. All right. So, the great thing about this particular plan is that it does start immediately, okay? So your plan will be paid out today. Your first premium will be paid up today. Now, what day would you want your ongoing drafts to happen? So this will be your immediate coverage starting today, but when will you want the ongoing drafts?
Does it matter what date during the month? Or
just the 1st through the 28th.
1st through the 28th?
Yes, yes.
Usually the checks are deposited, you're around the 3rd or 4th or 5th. Is that would be a good date? Or rather needed near the beginning of the month? Well,
just whatever day that your check normally goes into your account. So just know that the first draft is happening, but your ongoing draft, would you want it to be on the 3rd? Is that when it goes into your account?
3rd is usually the best day.
Okay,
it goes in somewhere between the 1st to the 5th.
Okay, perfect.
3rd would be great.
3rd would be great. All right, so I'll go ahead and put the 3rd in here. All right, wonderful. So, got everything signed. All right. Well, Mr. Larry, how you feel about what you just done?
Well, feel good being how the other premium was going up
Yeah.
in a month or so. So it would be really a good time to get started.
Absolutely. Well, now that we've gotten a lot of the business part out of the way, this is the part where our company allows us to have a little bit of fun with you, Mr. Larry.
Okay.
Do you like to watch game shows?
I do.
You do? Which one's your favorite?
Game shows, cook shows, they're all good.
Okay.
Price is Right is a good one.
Price is Right. I like Price is Right. I used to watch it. I may age myself if I tell you, but I used to like watching when Bob Barker was the host. He was good.
He was better than the one now.
Yeah. I like Bob Barker. Well, at any point, whatever game show that you like to watch, people tend to like the prizes, at the end of the day. So everybody likes to like the prizes. So at this point, our company allows us to wrap things up, and we do it in the form of presenting you with a prize. It's fast, it's free, it's no trouble to you. All you have to do is introduce me to, let me see, you had given me some names. See, you didn't even know that the names that you were giving me, you were actually going to receive a prize for it.
Right.
But our company allows you to do that. So you receive $1,000 of free accidental death and dismemberment insurance for every name that you've given me. If they pick up the phone and I'm able to set an appointment with them, you're able to receive $1,000 of free accidental death and dismemberment. And it's free for 1 year. Now, some really bad things would have to happen, Mr. Larry, for you to receive it while you're living. But it is some additional coverage that our company allows us to have a little bit of fun with you. So the first person that we want to call is, we put your sister, Miss Ruth Ann. So do me a favor, grab your phone, and we'll just call from your number since they know your number better than I do.
If this is okay, this is a new phone, and I'm still learning it.
Oh.
And I saw how well you do yours. Maybe help me out a little bit.
Okay, perfect. All right, so we can call Miss Ruth Ann. It looks like you already have her programmed in your phone here, Mr. Larry. So hold on, let's go ahead and give her a call. And you just introduce me to her, and I'll take it from there. Just let her know you got a nice lady in the home helping.
Can I use your name?
Yeah, you can do it.
Hi, Ruth Ann.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing well, little sis. We have a young lady here with me named Jennifer, and she's going through some insurance with me. I'd like to just let her talk to you.
Okay. Hello, Ruth Ann.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm sitting here with your brother Larry, and I just went over some benefits that was very, very helpful to him, saving him some money. Now, based on privacy laws, I'm not allowed to tell you exactly what I help Mr. Larry out with, but what I can tell you in general is that I do help out with things with discounts on health benefits that won't mess up any health insurance you have, discount for glasses, medicines, gym memberships, customized final benefits, and other QOL programs that you may not know you qualify for. But here's the thing. Before I'm able to come and sit down with you I need to determine if you live in the qualifying county. So what county do you live in, Ms. Ruth Ann?
I live in Cobb.
Oh, you're in Cobb County. Okay, great. Well, I can come help you. So now we need to find a day that we can meet. Now, would tomorrow be a good day for me to come out, or is today a little bit more convenient?
Well, can you come by today?
Yeah, absolutely. I can come by. Well, hold on a second. Let me look at my calendar here. Now, how far do you live from Mr. Larry?
I live about maybe 10 miles.
About 10 miles? Okay. Looks like I may have an opening where I can come by and see you today. Now, tell me your address, Miss Ruth Ann.
It's 128 Riverside Lane.
28 Riverside
That's
Lane.
Marietta.
Okay. Perfect. 125 Riverside Lane. All right. Now, is it okay for me to park in the driveway?
Oh, that'd be fine.
Okay, all right. So I actually have one of these crazy GPS, and I know you said you live about 10 miles away, but tell me, coming from Mr. Larry's house, what is the best way to get to you?
You're going to go out, when you come out of his house, you're going to go to the right.
Okay.
I think that's Hill Street.
Okay.
And go down about 3 miles.
Okay.
And you're going to see this big chicken store
on
your left.
I know where that big chicken is, the big chicken store. Okay.
Yeah, then make a left there.
Okay.
And then you're going to go about maybe 2 more miles. And you're going to see Riverside Lane.
Oh, okay. I know where you are now. Okay. Perfect. All right, and then I'll, you're right, are you on the left or the right?
I'm going to be on the right.
Okay, perfect. And you said it's okay to park in the driveway, correct?
That'll be fine.
Okay, perfect. All right, well then when I'm wrapping it up here with your brother, Mr. Larry, I will head over to your direction. Head over your direction.
Okay, that sounds good.
All right, perfect. All right, Miss Ruth Ann, it was a pleasure speaking with you, and I look forward to meeting you shortly.
Same here.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, well, congratulations, Mr. Larry. Got you some extra coverage there.
Extra coverage.
Yay. All right, so you're actually able to receive up to $5,000. So we got the first 1,000, and so we will go through and call all your other friends here and see if we can get them on the line. All right. So let's try your other sister, Patsy. Hold on a second. Oh, we got a voicemail. No problem. Guess what, Mr. Larry? I'm still going to give you the extra 1,000
Oh,
anyway.
that's a good thing.
Yes, yes, yes. So we have, and then now your brother, I believe you said he's at work.
He's probably at work today.
What would be a best time to call him then?
Anytime after 6.
After 6? Okay. After 6. And then also, let's see. Your other.
This one is a cousin.
That's a cousin.
He's a guy. He'll be at work too. Roy.
He's at work.
Roy Bell. He'll be at work also.
He's at work. Okay, perfect. All right. Well, since you have been so nice, Mr. Larry, what I'm going to do is just give you the $5,000 all together. I'm going to give you the full $5,000.
If I'd be nicer, can we get a little more?
Oh,
No?
well, I'm actually giving you the maximum, Mr. Larry. I'm giving you the maximum.
Doesn't hurt to ask.
Yeah, hey, I like your style, Mr. Larry. The good thing about it is that this is the certificate, basically showing, like I said, some really bad things will have to happen to you if you were to use this while you're still alive. So that means if you were to lose your hand or foot or sight in one eye by an accident, then you'll be able to receive $2,500 of the benefit. But if you were to lose both hands, both foot, sight, and both eyes by an accident, you'll be able to receive the full $5,000 while you're living. And God forbid, if something were to happen to you and you passed away from an accident, your family will receive the full $5,000. Okay? So this is your certificate. Basically, the policy will be coming from American Amicable. It'll be coming probably about 3 to 4 weeks. They'll send it to you in the mail. It is a real insurance policy, so I don't want you to throw it away or anything when you get it. And so you'll just replace that. But if something were to happen to you prior to that, this is all your family would need in order to collect the accidental benefit. Okay? All right. So that is yours. We'll continue to make your little pile here. Yeah, making your little pile of goodies. That's right. All right. Whew. We have done a lot today.
We worked up a sweat.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have. Worked up an appetite, too. Well, how do you feel about what you just accomplished today?
Well, knowing what we know now about how the rates were increasing,
yes,
I think we've made a big accomplishment today.
I would say
and that helps my wallet and helps my retirement and everything.
Okay.
So we did good.
You did good.
You
Oh,
did
well,
great.
thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so let's recap everything that we've gone over. So we know that the policy that you currently have right now. Now, what I would recommend is that you don't make any changes at the moment. Okay. We have to see if we can get you approved. So I don't want you to cancel or change anything. We would need to. It normally takes about maybe 2 or 3 weeks before the policy actually comes back. So I just want you to know that. And I will be returning with that policy. Now, I'm just going to give you a little pop quiz here. Now, how much coverage did we say that you have taken out today?
50,000.
50,000. And what is your premium? Do you recall?
It's going to be 280.
280. Okay. All right. Now, do understand the great thing about the 280 though is that premium is locked in. It's never going to change, and
That's
it stays in place all the way to age 100. Now, but being that it is 280, this number is something that you got to be married to, Mr. Larry. So when the light bills, when the heating bills in the wintertime continues to go up, and that AC bill in the summertime, that go up too, we still need to make sure we keep our insurance.
Yes, ma'am.
So I just want to make sure that the 280 is something that is comfortable for your budget, or do we need to bump it down a little bit more?
No, I know how much I have as an income, and 280 will be fine.
Okay, so 280 is fine.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And then who do we have as your primary beneficiary with this policy?
Ruth Ann.
Ruth Ann. And then what day of the month are we setting up this draft for?
The 3rd.
Okay, but your initial payment is coming out now.
Right.
All right.
Right.
So you're comfortable with that as well?
I'm comfortable because the money's in the account.
Okay, perfect. All right, so I just wanted to make sure we recap. Now, like I said, I'll be back within 3 to 4 weeks with your actual policy. We'll go over everything to make sure that you're, everything is secure. But you're set now.
I'm a happy camper.
Yes, I'm glad we took the time to review your situation, Mr. Larry.
And I
Yes,
am
sir.
too. Really grateful.
Good. All right, sir. Well, it was definitely a pleasure meeting you today, and I appreciate your time, Mr. Larry.
Okay.
All right.